浮世の風景は幾千年も変わらないというのに、人の世とはこうも。
よし、出発だ。はっ。
見切りました。
この剣はわかるかい？
熱々でしょ。
股間奥義。くらえ。みんながそばにいて
話が通じないなら
やっそこ稲光、すなわち永遠なり。裁きの雷。見切りました。逃げ道はありません。
動くべきだ。
ひゅっ裁きの雷。
雨描きがたし歌よ錦となれ。さい。みんなは俺が守れ。燃えろ。
師匠の技を食らいなさい。
ここより弱滅の時。
動くべきだ。形は精神と共にあれ。
逃げ道。
左右ルコ
この剣はわかるかい？
くらえ。へっ、全力攻撃だ。
見切りました。やっふんせ稲光すなわち永遠なり。せっ逃げ道はあります。
また後にします。
歌よ錦となれ。さい。みんながそばにいてくれるわ。
料理の時間だよ。
無我の境地。けっふんと裁きの雷。はってはっててたっふんひゅっ逃げ道はありません。
雨描きがたし股間奥義。
この剣はわかるかい？
みんなは俺が守れ。燃えろ。
ここより弱滅の時。てっはったっやっはっそこふん裁きの雷。てっとふんやっ
雨描きがたし左右ルコさい。灯火はいつか散る。
お茶は冷めていないはず。
分かってるんだ。
肉体の極限。
I thought I told him to spray it with water to retain moisture before applying the film. You can't treat a glaze lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
I'll go talk to him.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, it's you two. It's been a while. What brings you to Port Ormos?
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by. But, what's with all the flowers around here?
Well, Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from all over Teyvat, so I came to help out. The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture. Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of flower.
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Not this time, no. I'm just here to help out.
Mr. Tainari! Sanjay! He confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate them!
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food expenses. Apologies, Traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got
Tainari's busy no matter where he is, huh? Yeah, seems like it. Hey, don't look at Paimon like that! Well, looks like Tainari... Wow, look at these flowers! They smell so...
Huh?
Paimon's... fine. She's just kind of...
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilia's? No wonder.
It's getting worse. Why? But, I was fine just a moment.
A moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
Incense? Oh, the scent is so Whoa, that was fast! Paimon doesn't have to sneeze anymore!
Think nothing of it. From your attire, I imagine you two aren't from... Seeing as we're both travelers from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out should the occasion...
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition too?
I suppose that's accurate. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Emily, a perfumer from Fontaine.
Paimon is Paimon! Thank you so much for your help just now. Oh, and this is...
The Traveler, right? I've heard a lot about you from the Steambird. It's nice to finally put a face to...
What happened back there? Why did Paimon start sneezing all of it?
Have you ever heard of hay fever? To put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollens can trigger abnormal physical reactions.
But Paimon has seen these kinds of flowers before and nothing weird happened then.
Well, we're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but inhaling various types at once can but there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be effectively mitigated with...
Oh, well, that's good.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. I left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air. Emily? What a coincidence. Looks like my worry was misplaced then. The Traveler and Paimon are in good hands.
It was nothing, really. We happened to run into each... I'm more curious as to why you thought the Traveler and Paimon were in danger.
Remember the first time we met? You fainted after inhaling Spirit Borneal. It's not really something you can make sense out of, Paimon. There are all kinds of allergies out there, caused by a variety of different factors. Some people are even allergic to almonds. It's not something you can generalize.
Exactly. I even encountered a case in Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles their family brought back from
Whoa. Good thing Paimon isn't allergic to anything delicious.
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the patients...
In addition to medicine, Emily is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot about the native flora.
And that's where my expertise...
A flower expert? Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert Tainari mentioned, the one in charge of the...
Wrong again.
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to...
Oh, Paimon was sure she got...
It's a kind of...
August!
In an ancient language, the word is said to... Ah, that reminds me. Perfume mania. It all started when several merchants released their no one and the demand was too the value of these, but at the end of the day, perfume is luckily in the end only a few
What does all this...
well, during the
10 million? Then what about now?
after the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal its namesake, the flower used to indeed. When the bubble popped,
But...
yes.
Traveler, we should help Emily look for it.
I have to agree. Emily wrote me to ask if I...
Even if I can locate the divine, noble, one of a kind, all beautiful sentiments to be sure. When it comes to perfume,
Wow.
of course, every so often someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of a goose.
Okay, that...
Ever since that room, if I can dispel, then I'll be...
That makes sense.
Oh, I would of course be...
Well, you said...
I suppose you're right.
Based on the information I have so far, it's on Mr. Edgar also.
I was just...
Edgar?
The person you back when he was...
I should also met...
So, this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing.
It's a long story. If you're interested, we can talk more about it when we see him. He should be staying near the hotel. Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and...
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that Mora back?
It's been so long. I almost didn't recognize... Well, you... Oh, yeah, okay. Hold on.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emily? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. Look at you. You're all grown up. I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call me master, well, I'm not sure I've taught many. And who are these two?
They're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Emily's friends.
And these two...
I'm Ood.
Yes.
Merchant?
You must be here to look...
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of a goose? I'm guessing you're here for the same I commissioned. That being, some of them were a one-of-a-kind.
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if Auguste is even more prone to that kind of shift. Only a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, although...
Impossible.
If a goose were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago. The goose flower is back.
Technically speaking.
Well, let's...
No. By the time they realize... Compared to things...
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more. You all travel...
Ooh, you've got the keys to the room?
I managed to...
Oh, and...
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here in Sumeru. Ah, even better. Although...
Well...
Of course, no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye...
All right, then. I'll prepare some...
Whoa, the smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here? There's still so many flowers. Herman took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
Looks like they... No, that's a florist thing. We work closely with the essential oils of various plants. But to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite. My Blaze? What?
Yes.
All right, then. Where can we find your luggage, mademoiselle?
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back from Fontaine. Could I trouble you to bring...
How
Is that so? Mr. Ood, Mr. Blaze, thanks for...
Hey! What are you doing?
That's Master's voice.
Edgar!
Master!
Hey, Edgar!
Kyria. August.
Kyria.
Hey, Edgar? Edgar!
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can... Oh, thank you.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle? Oh, really? You...
I checked. Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly away. Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into thin air.
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flower? Well, we looked all over, but the only clue we...
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master.
So, how's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most likely... He's still unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now. Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. But first, I do believe there are two people who could shed some light on the situation. Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucien.
Wait, you know...
Hey! Were you talking to us, mademoiselle?
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of Auguste. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust, a researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and the 2 brothers. In the end...
And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine. You gonna accuse...
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucien just now, the name registered immediately.
Miss Emily, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I mean, you have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop a reputation as...
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine...
What?
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world.
Emily, you little...
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you, no matter what happened all those years. But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the 2 of you might also be in danger. So I'd like to trouble you for some...
Fine.
Sylvain!
Lucien, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison orally anyway. You were right, Miss Emily. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucien, Edgar. Sometime down the road,
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in...
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on... That's how I met him. My parents... But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down, but before the Phantom showed up at...
Like, destroying all...
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire.
What?
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either.
Kyria was Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his sister with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing. Vijava kept him close most of the time. The 3 of us, after all.
So, you think...
Vijava, if she left something behind...
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the Auguste flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate...
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was...
poison! If Auguste could be considered a he probably thought we had... We're not looking for Kyria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see that we only would as long as we can.
So that's why...
Yes,
Anyway...
Well,
Well, glad to... Lucien, let's head back to the room and...
Yes.
You think so too? But based on Sylvain's...
The way you exposed them like that? Just, oh, right!
Oh, yes.
So you're...
Close. In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent. Basically, there are two sides to forensics. Those who collect evidence to expose the truth. I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers? I'll stay here and